Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we're shipping out today on Thursday. So it's another pretty good day, but oh boy, is time going pretty fast. I've just been like busy listing and stuff and organizing some stuff. I'm working on the Mythos CCG collection I got. They actually had like full sets. So like cards 1 through 216. I just have to organize it. All right. So the first thing right here is a combo order. This was from a repeat buyer. So it's 2 of these bits and sprues for Games Workshop 40K. These are Possessed Chaos Marines. There's a bunch of like feet. There's the chainsaws. There's like the helmets and the jetpacks. Is there anything missing? Maybe the bodies, torsos? Yeah, I think torsos. No, I see some torsos there. Maybe these are like not as incomplete as I thought. That's okay. They'll be pretty happy. This ended up selling for $31. So they bought, I had these listed individually, the individual sprues. All right, moving along, we have a Bakugan book right here, New Vestroia right here. This is going to be kind of like a thing that tried to become a thing. It was when Digimon and Pokemon was out. It's kind of like a combo of them. And this book is kind of like the Pokédex type of book. So yeah, this ended up selling for $7.30. Bakugan is not as popular as the other ones I mentioned, but like there are still some pockets of people that like that kind of stuff. All right, next up is going to be a lot of 22 Demon Web set, the Dungeons and Dragons miniatures, not the figures, just 22 of the cards for them. So like right up there is the Halfling Archer. We got a bunch of these cards. Like it was like a couple of 5K bins a couple years ago, and I just organized them by set. If they had the miniatures, they would do a lot better, but people lose these cards and they want to attach them to the miniatures that they have for an actual D&D miniatures game, or they just like how it has stats, and you can probably actually use this for the RPG. All right, ended up selling for $10, so it's pretty good for a lot of 22. I did like bigger lots before, so I still have like smaller lots left over. Next up is an interesting one, Competition Karate. This is a Commodore 64 like PC-ish. I don't actually know. I was too I guess young for that type of thing. This is just a manual to the game. I thought this one was interesting because I listed this. I have just a manual, then I have the manual in the game as well. But the person who designed the game messaged me when I originally listed it, and they were like, oh, wow, that's crazy. They're like, I actually designed that game back in the day, so it's like weird to see it pop up on eBay. And I thought that was pretty cool. This is not the person that's buying it, not the original owner, but yeah, just the manual for this one, $20.05. It's pretty cool to get stuff like that. I just thought it was cool that the designer messaged. I mean, it could have been lying, but who knows, but it seemed pretty legit. All right, next up is going to be Close Combat, The Longest Day, some kind of these PC games. I got a bunch of these PC games by Matrix Games. Anetta, back in the day when I was looking at these, she just told me to grab all of them. I had never seen them before. So I don't know what the DX digital like edition is or whatever that is. I've never seen this type of like PC game like labeled like that. So I grabbed, they were all like military, war, strategy, combat, airplane, tanks, infantry, a bunch of different stuff. A lot of them has sold. This sold for $14.05. All right, move along. It's going to be a VHS right here. This one's kind of like a weird one because it has like a white backing. It's still sealed. It says by Hotel Sofitel. It says D-Day, so World War II, 1944, A Time to Fight, and 1944, A Time to Remember. So this was just like, we always pick up interesting VHSs. This is not like a homemade one. I don't know. It's just a kind of like a weird one. I don't know if Annetta knows anything about this one. Yeah, she has no idea. We get some of the stuff at estate sales. We don't really ignore VHSs. We like to look for like the odd ones. End up selling to a repeat buyer for $22.50. I'm not actually sure what's on that. All right, moving along, we have this right here. I got this recently. This is Hordes, Trollbloods, Rock, a like character war beast. So there's the War Machine stuff you see me sell. That's the like steampunk version. Same company made Hordes, which is their fantasy version. These are the Trolls, Trollbloods. This is a special character. This ended up selling for $33.74. I got that recently at auction, so it's cool to have that sell right away. All right, next up is going to be a cake. You know those cake pans? And then they usually have like when they're new or sealed, they have that insert. This is just the insert for the Garfield cake pan. I got a bunch of the stuff from the person that flips storage units. I got a bunch of the cake pans. I got a bunch of like loose sheets. Some of them didn't like pair up with the actual cake pans. So I just listed this separately for $5. I have no idea if they're going to complete their cake pan or if they just like that it's Garfield and a nice little piece of ephemera paper. All right. $5. I don't know if I said that. Nothing too crazy, but I list all the little bits and pieces. All right, next up is going to be something that Anetta's really good at keeping an eye out for, and she taught me. She used to find at Goodwill back in the day a bunch of these like napkin ring holders, and they were doing really well for us in 2020 to 2022. They still do pretty well for us, but we don't find them as much. So this is someone made a bunch of snowmen. where you can like set them up on your dinner table, like a family dinner table, and it has a little ring so you can put your napkins in, so it looks nice. And then there's a bunch of Christmas tree napkins that go with it. Pretty cool quality one. I listed this up higher, like a higher price for this one. Ended up selling for $22.50. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.